welcome to In My Mug, episode 351 on Monday the 3rd of August 2015. That's a lie, it's not the 3rd of August, it's the 23rd of July, still in my world, but in your world it's the 3rd of August. I am your host, Stephen Layton. Welcome to In My Mug, and let's go to the non-news. So the non-news is, I am just back from Bolivia when this video launches, but it was recorded on the 23rd, so there is no news. And I feel bad. So to make up for that, this week's coffee is something a little special. I'm also going to skip the focus on as well, so you're going to have a much shorter, much more snappier In My Mug. Tell me what you think of it, and yeah, hopefully you'll like it. But this week's coffee is like super special, so hopefully you will enjoy it. And it is one of my all-time favourites, and I mean one of my all-time favourites. A coffee that is coming back after being away for 3 years. Last year we had the Pulp Natural and the natural version, but none of my favourite one, which is this one, which is the washed. It takes me back to a time that is very, very special in my coffee growing up life. And it was the most, and I think it still is the most expensive coffee I've ever bought back in the day. So I went to El Salvador back in 2008 on a buying trip, visiting some farms we buy from. And I arrived the evening of the Cup of Excellence Awards. The award ceremony was going on. I was walking around, kind of met a few people who I knew, a few farmers who I knew. And this guy came up to me, who seemed very popular. And he came over and he said, "Hi, I'm Neto. You bought Finca Alaska from me last year." I was like, "Cup of Excellence, like Finca Alaska, great coffee, fantastic." And he says, "Oh, how come you have that trophy?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I've just won Cup of Excellence. I've just come first this year with Ilusion." I'm like, so I insisted that he took me to the farm. The following morning, we went to the farm. We went to La Ilusion. We had a picnic up there with a group of other buyers who were there as well. It was really cool to finally meet somebody who I'd communicated with so many times by email, but like physically got to meet him, and we really hit it off. Really, really good friends. Neto bought the farm 9 years ago, I think it is now, and the trees were an average of about 19 years old, 95% Bourbon, 70% of them red Bourbon, 25% orange Bourbon. Remaining 5, I think, he's like Typicas, and he calls them Kenyas, but it's this weird kind of African style, more than like a Kenyan SL28 type thing, all around the farm. This is a Bourbon lot, so he separates the other lots out, and it's a red Bourbon. The coffee was used by the 2011 World Barista Champion for his espresso course, and he's a delicious espresso. Was actually roasted by us for the 2011 World Barista Champion, who is from El Salvador, Alejandro Mendez, and Alejandro, and me and Ernesto helped polish polish all of his cups, and we got his trolley ready on the day of the finals, and it was a really like a team effort. Again, a very special time, and Alejandro I still keep in touch with too. Yeah, very, very cool coffee. So we should go through the figures. The farm is Finca La Ilusion. It's owned by Ernesto Mendenez, sorry. I always call it Mendez, and it's Mendenez. It is on the Santa Ana volcano in the the mountain region there. I'm getting a mind blank. It is 3.5 hectares, has an altitude of 1750 to 1850, which is as high as you can really get on Santa Ana. He's a 100% Bourbon, and he's fully washed and sun dried. Until I've done 2 of these, I'm getting tired. Now it's time for the matte bit. This is going to be exciting. I've been looking forward to this matte bit for ages and ages. I can't wait to do it. So let's go up and away, and look down upon this fine island that majority of us live. Actually, there's more Americans watching now because of our American subscriptions, but that's where we live, by the way, Americans, because I know you don't know the rest of the world. So there's Central America. You see, this is just learning and learning for all of our American friends. This is a place that's just below you. You can drive there, and we're going to go down to, sorry, Americans, I do love you, really. We're going to go down to El Salvador, and our fact this week is there are over 6 million people that live in El Salvador, and it's considered one of the most
populated places, or most densely populated places in Central America. So there we go. There's our fact for this week. But let's get down to this farm, because this is somewhere I've known really well since like 2008, but haven't been for a little while. There we've got our spine of farms that we buy from along the Santana volcano. But this really is the Santana volcano. Like, it is... well, you don't get any higher. And I'm going to show you this. So we're going to look down from San Rafael, which is by no means low down. But you can see there, the lowest point Pacific, the highest point is 2,730 metres. But Santana is the place. It is the place for coffee. Everybody talks about it, this golden kind of area, and this is as high as you get up that volcano. So let's just whiz round, and I want to kind of show you San Rafael from La Ilusion. And it's really good that you can kind of just see where it is. And then just to the right there, we've got Alaska, which is another one of Ernesto's farms that I've also bought coffee from in the past. I was telling you in my mug, we bought it from the Cup of Excellence in 2008. So let's just go across here to Alaska, just so I can show you very smoothly. Look, so there's Alaska, and let's just kind of zoom up a little bit here. I want to take you to the volcano, so I'm going to try and whiz this round. So bear with me. Oh, you see that little click there? That's on Google Maps. That Finca FCA La Ilusion. It's that famous a farm. It has its own Google little link on it, which I thought was quite cool. Let's get to this volcano. So this here is the national park I was telling you about, you can't plant anything on. And the reason it's the national park from the volcano, because there it is. So you can see it's really close to the top of that crater of one of the most famous growing regions in one of the most famous coffee farms. So that's, for me, is one of my favourite map bits. I hope you enjoyed it too.
So there we go, map bit. Good map bit. It is a good map bit. I love the way you can see the volcano crater, and you can really see how high it is upon that Santana volcano. So now it is time for Roland's Daft Fact of the Week. So, as I said last week, Bourbon and altitude is very important. As you saw on the map bit, this is as high as you can get on Santa Ana, one of the most famous growing regions in the world. I don't think it's any surprise that this coffee has won Cup of Excellence in the past. It's delicious, but it matures slowly because it's so high. 1850 in El Salvador is really as high as you can go. I haven't seen any coffee higher than 1850, I must admit, so I think he could have a point there in El Salvador. If you know differently, let me know. I'd be really keen to learn about that. So I'm going to wipe you on pause, going to go and make tasting delicious drinks. Be back with you in just a second. Back, straight into the espresso. And I was thinking as I was bringing this into the room, the last time I tasted this as espresso was 2011 at the World Barista Championships. Just saying. There are moments in your life that take you back to places and remind you of things. And this takes me back to 2008. Not 2011 as you thought I was going to say. 2008, the first time I tasted this coffee from this farm. And it's one of those moments in my life I remember really clearly. It was just one of those, like, I get this. You know, just sometimes you're doing a job, and I get it most of the time, but every now and again you kind of start to question yourself and go, you know, can I taste? Can I really taste as well as I think I can taste? And I tasted this, and I just went, yep, I'm good at this. Cocky. It tastes of pink lemonade. It has a lovely bright acidity. It's sticky. It's sweet. And the best descriptor I came up for it at the time, and it hasn't changed, fruit salad sweet. So you know the little fruit salads? I'm going to try and put one on the screen now, picture one. Fruit salads. You get blackjacks and fruit salads. Reminds me of fruit salad. Just reminds me so much of fruit salad. Always has. Coffee has always reminded me of that, the washed one. Just... Okay. Don't add milk to this coffee. Please don't add milk to this coffee. Do not make cappuccinos with this coffee. Do not add milk to this coffee. I rarely say don't add milk. Please don't. It kills that acidity, and all you get is sticky, sweet, kind of sugariness. And it's delicious. Like, why would you... And it's a shame because the milk texture is really good. The milk texture is amazing, and it's a really well-made cappuccino. But don't add milk to it, please. It's not right. And here takes me closest to the cupping table. It takes me to that bowl where I just go, So, incredibly clean. Like, so transparent, so clean. The fruit salad sweet's there again. But what's dominating the cup for me is this pink lemonade. It's that sweet, kind of sharp acidity mixed in with that kind of bitterness, mixed in with the sweetness of the fruit salad. It's a complete cup. It's like so balanced. It's so complete. It's so what, for me, coffee should be. We pay more for this coffee than we should. I can tell you that right now. Ernesto can tell me whatever price he wants, and I want to buy this coffee. We bought lots of it. So this year we bought the entire farm. We bought the entire production from one of the best farms in El Salvador, one of the highest farms in El Salvador, from one of the best producers in El Salvador. And we're giving it away and in my mug. And I don't care, because I want you to taste how delicious this is. I want you to enjoy how amazing this is. And we're going to send this to the monthly subscribers as well, because this is coffee. This is what coffee should be, in my mind. There we go. Wow. Thank you very much for joining me. It's always a pleasure, never a chore. And do remember, life is definitely too short for bad coffee.